Alright, so the Adrian Army has spoken, and on this particular Motivation Monday, we are going to talk about getting rid of the trash that we call self-doubt.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Before we get into the topic of this video, I want to make sure that you guys are still aware that my ebook is still available. I'm very proud of it, and I want to make sure to continue to present it to you guys. Go ahead on over to Amazon.com. The link is in the description box, and check it out. Tell me what you think. You know, since we're all about personal growth and talk about real shit that faces us every day in our lives on Motivation Monday, I figured this book lines directly up with all of our topics at hand. So if you want to dive deeper into my crazy ass mind and some of my experiences that I've been through, go ahead and check out that book and tell me what you think. So in my last live stream, I made sure to go ahead at the end of it and ask you guys what you wanted to talk about. And there were a lot of good topics for Motivation Monday. As usual, make sure that you leave some suggestions about what we can talk about next Monday in the comments below. But on my live stream, I saw a lot of stuff, but what kept popping up was self-doubt and fear. So I decided to give this one a go, and especially because I've had a lot of experience with it. Even still to this day, I still have to beat down those demons of self-doubt and being scared of the future and what's going to happen and shit like that. So let's break this shit down. To start out, I'm going to use my academic career as an example. Right before every stage of my progression, huge and debilitating feelings of self-doubt just overshadowed my mind. I'm talking about even from middle school, I was just like, I can't do it. Even like at the end of middle school, going towards high school, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a high school with a bunch of gifted and advanced programs. I can't do this shit. And then once I got the feel for it, I entered 9th grade. I was like, wait a minute, girl, this is coming. Now, of course, there's hard work, and of course, there's rigorous ass academics that kept me up at night. But it's just like, girl, I had no reason. Like the amount that I was freaking out and stressing out, 8th grade going into 9th grade, it was not warranted. It was not warranted, girl. So I said, okay, girl, you know, this hard ass high school program, but bitch, it's still within my capabilities to completely do this program and pass it. And so I did, and then I got a year of college credit because the high school program was so goddamn hard. But I was like, okay, you know, I did that shit. And then 12th grade came. I was like, wait a minute, girl. Oh, wait a minute. These feelings of self-doubt are coming back, bitch. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's college. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God. And then, bitch, I got into college and was like, okay, high school obviously prepared me for this shit. I'm okay with this. And then once I finished my bachelor's degree, the same feelings came back. I was like, oh my God, it's grad school. Grad school's supposed to be so hard and shit. Now, granted, all these things were difficult. It's not easy. Anything that is worth something does not come easy all the time. So these things, yes, they were hard. Yes, I had a bunch of projects to do. Yes, I had papers to write. Yes, I had classes to teach. Yes, I had jobs to work and shit like that, all while going to school. It was difficult, but there was no reason after the first time of me moving from middle school to high school and seeing how I adapted, I adjusted my mind and my work habits and my ambition. There was no reason for me after the move from middle school to high school and then continue from high school to college, and then even then I didn't learn from college to grad school. I was still doubting myself, and that's one of my points. You're still here. That means you're a survivor. That means all of the things, all of the pain, all of the turmoil, all of the difficult experiences in your life, you found a way to maneuver around that shit. You found a way to rise above all the trash shit that faced you. So why are you looking forward now and thinking that you can't use those same skills that you use to bring yourself to this very point right now and keep moving forward, okay? For some reason, humans, as much as they say we're positive and we just love to think about wonderful, great things, for some reason, humans focus on the negative. And even I have to be very careful with that. Why is it that when I'm scrolling down a bunch of comments and shit on my videos, why is it that the negative one stands out as opposed to the hundreds of positive ones that are just telling me like, girl, you're encouraging me, blah, blah, blah. Why is it that negative one calling me a faggot and a nigger and all that shit? Why does that stand out? So I have to really analyze myself and how I look at this shit and be like, okay, girl, there are hundreds of people who are telling me that I am, you know, making their day better. And that's the whole point of why I'm doing this shit. I'm improving their lives, whatever. And then when I see something negative, that's the thing that bothers me and sticks out. I had to readjust my thinking, especially like towards the beginning of what I was doing here on YouTube. I said, you know what? Readjust your thinking, sis. There's no reason for your ass to be having hundreds of positive comments and that those 2 negative comments stick out to you so much. I bring that up to say, it's like, girl, yes, you've had a couple failures in your life, or yes, you've had a couple situations that have treated you like shit, but why are you focused on those things as opposed to all of the unique skills and talents that you have used to get you past certain areas of your life? Why is it that we don't focus on the hundreds of positive things that have affected us and that have influenced our lives for the better? Why is it that we continue to focus on these negative ass things, those few series of unfortunate events that have negatively affected our lives, instead of all the positive people, all the positive statements, all the right decisions that you've made? Focus on the things that you've done right. Focus on the things that have gone correctly in your life, because a lot of times we see few negative failures and we blow them out of proportion, and then by doing that we see the future through those stained lens, and from there comes our self-doubt. As I said earlier, you're still here. You survived every stage. You survived that trash situation that you didn't know how you're going to get out of a couple years ago. You survived it. So why are you doubting your skills of survival? Why are you doubting the fact that you're good at depending on yourself now when something else faces you that you are uncomfortable with? You did it before. All you have to do is rely on yourself, bitch, to do it again. It's just like an experiment, sis. If 95% of the time your ass found a way out, obviously you did, because you're still here. The probability is in your favor to do that shit again. So that's what you have to think about instead of thinking about the possibility of failure. Because failure is inevitable. Girl, it's gonna happen whether you plan for it or not. It's gonna happen no matter how, you could have taken the most beautiful, calculated steps in your life, and it could happen at that moment. Okay, so knowing you don't have control over whether you fail or not a lot of the time, because I mean, if you're going out there just being lazy and not thinking about and not being strategic at all, I mean, you're going to fail. But if you're doing everything you can and the odds are obviously in your favor, and now it's just time to do it. Just do it. Just do it. In order to remove self-doubt out of your life, you're gonna have to remove some of these trash people who are causing you to have self-doubt in your life. As I said many times earlier, even your family can do this shit sometimes without realizing. Somebody tweeted, and I just retweeted it this week, somebody said, sometimes in order for you to have elevation, you're gonna have to have isolation. Sometimes you have to keep your ass at home and think about the move you're gonna make before you make it. Sometimes you have to isolate yourself from certain people who are bringing this cloud of misery and doubt in your life. You need to first identify this and then root them out, because you don't have any time to waste when it comes to getting your ass up and doing whatever it is that is making you nervous. And a lot of times we will sit up here and fret and worry and stress out about something that we have no choice in doing. I didn't have no choice but to go to college, especially not with the parents that my ass was living with. And I just use college as an example. I'm young, forgive me, I haven't lived a whole motherfucking full life, so I don't have that much to pull from, but I do have my college experiences to pull from. But yeah, either you don't have a choice in a lot of these things. So either you can sit your ass down and fret and worry and be mad and be upset, or you can be like, hey bitch, I have to do this shit. I know I'm gonna have to do it. I don't have that much choice in the matter. So let me sit down and instead of worrying, and I know it's easier said than done, everything in Motivation Monday is easier said than done, okay? That's why it's called Motivation Monday, to motivate your ass and motivate my ass to get out there and do the shit. But yeah, you can either sit down and motherfucking worry and be mad and fret, or sit down and think about a strategic way to do this shit and get it done. I find that self-doubt will gradually leave your ass alone as you sit down and figure out a way to do whatever it is that you're doing. And when you do that, doing it and accomplishing it will be seen as that much more realistic in your mind's eye, because you're sitting down and you're writing plans out, or you're thinking about a way to get this shit done, as opposed to saying, oh, that shit is impossible, I can't do it. As you plan for it, accomplishing it becomes that much more realistic, and then that self-doubt, that feeling of, oh bitch, I can't do it, turns into, oh wait a minute bitch, if I actually sat down and just thought about it for a second, this shit is becoming more realistic. And as I said, I'm a realist. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, oh well girl, anything that you do, bitch, you're never going to fail, girl, and you have no reason to self-doubt. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that look at your past, you're still here, so obviously the odds are in your favor. Sit your ass down, plan it out. Yes, you may have feelings of self-doubt, but as you think about it more realistically, they may go away. You will fail, girl, you will. You will! Sometimes you just lose, girl. Sometimes you do. But the difference between the losers and the winners is, bitch, did you get yourself up each and every time after you fail? That's it. Self-doubt is a real emotion. Your ass needs to express it. I'm not one of them bitches who say, girl, ignore how you feel, girl. Ignore it and just deal, honey, because that's the way. No, bitch. Self-doubt is a real emotion. So you need to find a way to express it. And now I say, don't let it overtake your life, but you still need to get it out of your system so you can change how you feel, girl. If you self-doubt, bitch, drag yourself for a good 30 seconds or 30 minutes or a whole day, bitch. But the point is to not stay there. Don't stay there, bitch. If you feel like you need to just sit yourself down for a good 6 hours, bitch, sit in that shit and feel it and be mad and read yourself and be upset. But bitch, after that, pick your ass up and go. Let's go. We got shit to do. Pick your ass up and go, okay? So feel it, breathe it, live it, get it out your system, flip it, and reverse it just like Missy Elliott so you can get that shit done, okay? Hopefully this helped out a little bit. I know those of you were really asking for a video on it, so I thought I would just give my thoughts on that. Please leave in your comments what you think we should talk about next Monday, and I'll be here like Captain Sabo. I love you guys. Have a good goddamn evening.